Patrick Alan Castillo. Second referee, Mr. Ryan Vincent Corpus. Let's welcome our starting lineup from our Nxled Chameleons. Let's begin with jersey number 2, Laika Ebon. At number 3, Joanna Louise Maraginot. Wearing jersey number 7, Krich Makaslang. At number 10, Camille Victoria. Wearing jersey number 16, Ivy Keith Laksina. And at number 17, Camille Angelica Cal. Starting libero is their team captain, wears jersey number 1, Danielle Therese Ravena. Head coach, Mr. Takayuki Minoa. Presenting our Petro Gazz Angels. Team captain with jersey number 9, Mary Remy Joy Palma. At number 2, Janelle Welch Cheng. Wearing jersey number 8, Aiza Maizo Pontillas. At number 10, Brooke Ann Van Sickle. Number 12, Kesselin Galdones. And at number 20, Jonna Sabete. Starting libero is number 22, Baby Love Barbon. Head coach, Mr. Koji Suzurabara. This match is under the supervision and regulation of the Games Amusement Board. Match number 65, preliminary round, season 7. All-Filipino Conference.
Check out the starters for the Nxled Chameleons. You have Makaslang, Victoria, Ebon, Cal, Ravena, Laksina, and Maraginot. Meanwhile, for the Petro Gazz Angels, you have Galdones, Palma, Pontillas, Cheng, Sabete, Van Sickle, and Barbon. As we welcome you all once again to our coverage here on Signal TV. You're watching us over on One Sports Plus and on Pilipinas Live. Dip Dipianco with Jamie La Victoria covering this match together with Jana Ejido at the sidelines. Final game day of the eliminations. And we still have the semifinals starting on Tuesday. Petro Gazz Angels are short of a slot there. Pero Jamie, what they're fighting for is to be able to get the top spot.
Right.
And yung scheduling nga, that will depend on who will finish first to fourth.
Right, so if the Petro Gazz Angels win today, they will claim that #1 seed and will go up against the Cherry Tigo crossovers starting on Tuesday. But Dip, when you look at both teams, Petro Gazz, they're very tightly knit, whereas the Chameleons, I mean, they're still trying to find their groove, but knowing how this is their last game, I know they want to end on a high note.
Right, and this is the way to do it. Deny Brooke Van Sickle at the start of the match. Krich Makaslang denying that one. Ivy Laksina serving 2-0 for the Chameleons as we see that reception from Sabete. Cal will set up the play for Maraginot. Then blocked by Petro Gazz. Taste of their own medicine right after that point.
Maragina trying to go for that cross-court attack, but Remy Palma and Brooke, a block that is in unison and intact. Good press, but no coverage for Nxled.
I was going to say for Nxled, they finished with a record of 4 wins and 7 losses last conference. So they want to get a higher, better record than that by winning this one. If not, they will get the same output. And Sabete will score that point to tie things up. As we send this to Jana Ejido for this report. Jana?
Dip and Jamie, as the Nxled Chameleons see their last match of the conference today, Jo Maraginot reflected on the team's journey over the course of the season, and what she described has been an up and down journey for them. Gelling Dao was the biggest factor when looking at the team chemistry, especially with the addition of her new teammates. However, she says that the team still has so much room to grow. As she says, they've improved so much individually in terms of skill level and volleyball IQ. Nonetheless, she tells me that long long-term development is going to be key and what we should be looking for in the Chameleons in their future and in the next conference. Now, this report is brought to you by the Pilipinas Live app. Download and subscribe now for only 149 pesos a month. Back to you, Dip and Jamie.
Thank you, Jana, for that report. Right on cue as Jo Maraguinot scored that point. She already has 2 to start this game for Nxled, and the lead, more importantly, for the Chameleons. That's Sabete on corks one again to tie things up at 3-all.
Jonas Abeta, that is her classic down-the-line attack. Camille Victoria needs to be more near the antenna to get that down-the-line attack.
Remy Palma serving. Sabi nga ni Jana that they have unfinished business.
Yes.
According to Remy Palma. Free ball given up for the white shirts. Here comes Maraguinot. Oh, kept alive. Good effort by Galdones. Victoria finds the spot.
That's the right setting strategy from Camille Cal, maximizing Victoria with that back quick attack. Galdones late to that block, as well as Aiza. But you can see that the Nxled Chameleons are doing a great job of reading the opponents of Petro Gazz Angels, knowing their patterns, knowing their tendencies as well.
We talked about Victoria at the top of the coverage, her 17 points in the previous game. Service ace coming from Laika Ebon to put Nxled back up by 2.
You know, Dip, Laika Ebon, along with Joanna Maraguinot, they were previously on Akari. They didn't get a lot of playing time, but when they entered the Chameleons, Coach Taka really gave them trust.
Yeah.
And it allowed them to shine in their new teams.
And they're the ones licensed to score here, no, sa Chameleons, leading a younger team. Meanwhile, Galdones able to get a point as they cut the lead down to 1 in this close set number 1 so far. As Maizo Pontilla serving. Victoria off the block.
You know, it all started with the perfect receive of Ivy Laxina. You can see that the first ball of Nxled is very stable, but Camille Cal knowing who to set at the right time. You can see her strategy. She did feature her earlier in the pregame. Very mature and composed.
And another service ace for Nxled, this time coming from Maraguinot.
And this is no surprise to us. We know that this is their last match, and we noticed in the past games of the PVL, the teams that have not made the Final Four, they are stepping up against the teams that have entered the semis.
I think you're a mind reader, Jamie. I was about to say that exact same thing. No, we've seen that trend the past couple of game days na yung mga lower seeded teams who have nothing to lose. You can see that they're playing without any pressure.
And they are really challenging the players that are in the Final Four, especially right now with Nxled competing well so far against the Angels.
Right, Sabete meanwhile scoring as she heads to the service line. Just to your point, no, that matchup between Cherry Tigo and Galleries went into 5 sets. Farm Fresh also bringing Choco Mucho to a 5-setter. So that's been a trend, and right now it's Nxled first to the technical timeout, 8-5. Arena Plus Astig sa Sports. Right now, the Nxled Chameleons are up by 3 here in set number 1. And Victoria will be the one to serve. Good first ball by Barbon. Cheng to Van Sickle, but another block. That's twice now that Van Sickle has been blocked by the Chameleons.
Nxled has done their assignment. They know that the heavy hands is on Brooke. Camille Cal, take a look at that kill block. Perfect timing, perfect press, along with Critch as well.
Oh, Nxled did their homework.
Yes.
Definitely.
Ooh.
I think Brooke heard that one.
Yep. And she went for that long ball cross-court attack.
This spike of the set is brought to you by Duncan. Pasalubong ng bayan.
But Dip, you can see how Brooke switched her strategy. This is where the smarts are implemented from Brooke. She knew that the down the line was not working and changed it up and went cross.
Free ball for Nxled. Laksina. Picked up by Sabete. Cheng won't be able to get to that. And another point for the Chameleons.
Ivy Laksina switching the tempo of her attack, going for that off speed. Take a look at that. Switching up her shoulder. But Jonas Sabete not being able to read that early on.
Cheng with a 1-2. Horvina was there for the coverage. Barbon does the same. Van Sickle with the offhand. Play continues. Rachel transfers to Laksina. Cheng to the middle. Palma. Oh, kept alive. Good effort by Laika Ebon. Again to Palma and a single block for Ivy Laksina.
Ivy Laksina reading that running attack early on from Remy Palma. But look, take a look at Nxled. Very reactive, very agile. You can see that they will not let the ball drop, but they have done their homework in reading the patterns of the Angels.
And don't look now, it's a 5-point lead for the Chameleons.
Dig.
Horvina getting the dig. It's back with the black shirts covered by Ivy, but someone touched the net.
The net touch.
No complaints there.
Oh, that's on Critch after her way down from blocking.
Yeah. They give it to Ivy, and Laksina goes down the line.
Very crafty with her attacks, of her attacks. Earlier, she went for that off speed, but take a look now. She went for that corner pocket down the line. Great offense so far from Nxled, great defense.
12 serving 7. Back to a 5-point game. Van Sickle works with it and gets it.
Van Sickle now going for that cross-court. Heavy hands, and her approach is not the most explosive, but it's her heavy hand once she touches the ball. But they are in a must-win situation, Dip. They want to get that first seed spot.
That is outside for Van Sickle. Petro Gazz cannot make a run here, no? Paisa-isang puntos lang for them.
They're still trying to find their groove, whereas Nxled is very calm.
Yeah.
They're playing loose. They're not hesitating in their movements. Well, of course, it's their last game.
And you can see, based on their body language, Cheng back sets. Aiza Pontillas, and she scores for Petro Gazz.
Cheng has a lot of options here, a very strong front row. But Maizo Pontillas going for that cross-court attack. Victoria a bit late in that block.
9 serving 13. Short serve by Palma. Victoria getting that point.
And not only that, Dib, she was able to receive that ball perfectly to Camille Cal. But block was late in that sequence. the receive of Nxled that is helping them elevate their own offense.
Cheng backsets to Maizo Pontillas. Horvina. Ebon. Cheng pops it up to Sabete. It's back with the Chameleons. Maraginot saved by Cheng. Play continues. It's a long rally. Maraginot again. Arbon joust. And won by Camille Victoria.
Good timing on that joust from Camille Victoria. And when winning a joust, Dip, you have to jump before your opponent. But Maraginot going for that cross-court attack. But point does go to Nxled. And they do have the momentum.
Yeah. Biggest lead of the game so far at 6, but that serve sails out for Laika Ebon. What is happening here for Petro Gazz at the start of this set 1? What's been their problem? Why they're trailing by 5?
Well, they're second-guessing themselves. There's a lot of hesitation as well, but it's the good efforts from Nxled that is working. They're reading the down the line, the off-speed attacks. And we did mention this earlier, Dip. They have done their homework in studying the Petro Gazz Angels. But this is a game that the Angels need to take care of.
Yeah. Back-to-back points. Stopped, though, by Nxled.
I mean, this is the Nxled that we've seen last year. But good job from Joe going down the line.
We go to the second technical timeout. Nxled up by 5. Awesome live sports viewing is guaranteed with Signal yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Switch now and get up to 3 months with no cash out. Visit www.signal.tv/switch for more details. Back from the technical timeout, and Galdones stares down her former teammate.
Yep. That power tip. Victoria.
Naisahan niya yun na, of course, former Golden Tigresses. Cal goes to Victoria, and Van Sickle just puts it down.
Also, Dip, this set of Camille Cal was a bit too low to the liking of Victoria, but Brooke was there. She read that early on with the hang time, but no coverage for Nxled.
No weak stuff allowed, says Van Sickle.
Not today.
Binalik kay Victoria, this time a better hit.
Yep, that's a much better set coming from Camille Cal. And I mean, the maturity and strategy that has gained with Camille Cal's skill, it's very impressive, and she's really doing her job of a setter, allowing her spikers to shine.
17-13. Cheng goes to Van Sickle. Brooke breaks the block.
I mean, Brooke only means business today, going down the line. Instant side out for the Angels. Perfect set from Janelle Chang, going for that reverse set, but a bit more press on that block from Cal.
Petro Gazz down by just 3. Oh, what a nice move from Camille Cal.
I think she has eyes behind her head. Another set of eyes, but ooh, we didn't see that coming. Targeting zone 4 in that sequence.
And also just the skill to avoid the net. That was
Court awareness, yep.
Cheng tosses it. Brooke with the off speed, and it works.
Switching it up just a bit, being more crafty. And with Brooke's attacks, of course, Nxled expected her with that power attack going cross court, but this time Brooke went for that off-speed attack.
Cheng at the service line, 15-18. Cal ups it to Laxina. Just a soft touch, not the hardest of hits, but it's enough for Ivy.
You could see Laxina and Camille Cal talking it out. The set was a bit too low for Ivy, but I mean, with the height of Ivy Laxina, she's able to make a way, changing it up mid-air.
And we see the entry of Kiara Permentilla for Ivy Laxina. And the Petro Gazz Angels will call for time.
For the Chameleons.
Block on which one? Don't do that. Block, make sure block. Defense or make sure defense. Now. Very difficult situation now.
Guys, tayo yung sasagot na
Let's go, let's go!
Let's go, apat lang guys! Angels!
Timeout called by Coach Koji for Petro Gazz. They're down by 4 points. Able to make or string in a couple of points, Jamie, but then every time they do itong Nxled, they get to answer with points of their own.
With Petro Gazz, they have been playing catch-up this first set, but of course we can't neglect the talents that we're seeing from the Nxled Chameleons in this game.
Hirap kasi pag napag-iwanan, right? In the first part of this set, that's when Nxled already started to pull away.
Yep.
The biggest lead of the game was at 6. But a rare error coming from Van Sickle. Not sure what happened there.
Brooke was trying to go for short serve, targeting zone 2.
20-16 is our score here in set 1.
Good set.
That's long for Maizo Pontillas, but Petro Gazz will challenge, asking for a block touch.
That was the attack of Aiza going down the line. Oh, there's a green card. Love the honesty from the Nxled Chameleons, but fair play moment. But dip, we have MJ Phillips now on the court.
And finally, seeing the entry of MJ Phillips after her stint in Korea.
The return.
Yeah, fans have been waiting for her to play for Petro Gazz. She was here a couple of games ago din for Petro Gazz, just watching on the bench, right? Hindi pa siya nakabihis nun. But this time, suited up and right away, instant impact for MJ Phillips.
I mean, she hasn't been in the Philippines for a while, but we did feature her on Fanstream a few weeks ago, and she was saying that she's excited to bring all the knowledge that she's learned in Korea to her team now. And she's also excited to play alongside Brooke as well.
And you were saying, she was saying something to you?
She was saying that she was a bit nervous, and I was kind of shocked with that because she has such a huge range of experience, right? So it's kind of odd that she brought that up.
Nervous pa yun, yung first
Yeah.
point na yun. Kakapasok lang, but Nxled getting another point to bring back the lead. Or bring it up back to 3. Ebon. Oh, good serve. Sabete. This will end up as a free ball for the Chameleons. Cal chooses Maraginot. Van Sickle picks it up. Cheng goes to Sabete. On a sharp angle. That is back with Nxled. Joe. Oh! And that's inside for Maraginot.
Maraginot had a few attempts, but the Petro Gazz Angels were able to pop up her attacks. But on this one, going down the line, just touching the hands of that block, broke a bit late in that sequence.
4-point game. Nxled 3 points away from taking set number 1. Oh, but that serve sails out for Ebon.
I think that is her second missed serve of the first set. So the timing as well, they have the momentum in this first set.
Magi Mangulabnan and May Luna enter for Nxled, replacing Cal and Ebon. Binigyan agad ni Mangulabnan si Luna, and that is set back by Jonas Sabete.
Now, Dip, this is a much-needed point for the Angels as they're playing catch-up this entire first set, but great block and press from Jonah in that sequence.
Mangulabnan. That high arcing shot there. Nabitin si Phillips.
And also Phillips was a bit trapped in that sequence. Victoria was already there, awaiting for her tip. No coverage for the Petro Gazz Angels.
Ivy Laxina checks back in for Permentilla, and Petro Gazz will call their final timeout here in the opening set.
Tapos, patay tayo. Tapos, kapitan ulit natin.
Ilang ako, okay. Yung patience.
lang ako.
Simulan natin sa magandang pasa. Tapos, kung may papalo, cover tayo. Okay?
Okay.
Tuloy lang, tuloy lang. Tapos, tsagayin
Let's go,
natin
let's
yung
go.
transition.
Strikers, ha?
Petro Gazz!
Let's go, mga angel!
The Petro Gazz Angels are just 3 points away of tying this first set.
Three-point lead now for the Chameleons. And we heard the encouragement from the players of Petro Gazz there as Van Sickle scores from the back.
I mean, Van Sickle, whether she's in the front row or back row, she's heavily needed in the scoring department. She is probably the go-to spiker. But I love the efforts seeing from the Nxled Chameleons. Their laser focus here, you can see that they're very focused compared to the Angels.
Tiamzon now in for Petro Gazz. Laxina puts Nxled at set point.
And you know, Dip, the attack of Laxina was right behind Chamson, attacking that long ball attack. Not the easiest, actually, to defend. But you can see Ivy Laxina going down the line, off speed, very crafty.
Victoria serving for the set. Cheng had to chase. Van Sickle powers it through and saves a point for Petro Gazz.
So much juice in that attack, going for that cross court, but the block was not there this time for the Nxled Chameleons.
And so the MJ Phillips serving for Petro Gazz. She left last June of 2023, now back for the first time para sa Petro Gazz Angels. Oh, it's kept alive. Good effort for the Angels. Another try for Laxina. Slow down. Cheng to Palma. Oh, but that is sent back.
Right.
And the Nxled Chameleons get set number 1.
Bama going for that back quick attack, but the blockers were already there in that sequence.
And we see that one as Palma unable to save it. Laksina celebrating with the rest of the Chameleons who get the first set. We'll see the highlights right now. Jamie, talk about what the Chameleons did right at the start to, of course, pull away from the Petro Gazz Angels.
Well, the Nxled Chameleons stayed patient. They maintained their own tempo in this first set. Ivy Laksina went a bit crafty in her attacks. Victoria alongside Jo Maragino and Laika Ebon. But I have to talk about Camille Cal's setting strategy. She is not being too predictable on who to set and when to set. She's spreading out the offense evenly. Whereas the Petro Gazz Angels, they are doing a good job, but the Nxled Chameleons are reading their attacks early on. But first...
we'll see the numbers in just a bit here, Jamie. But we saw... here you go. Kylie discussed to us the numbers in that opening set.
Take a look at the 6 blocks from Nxled. Petro Gazz only able to tally 2, but of course the attacks 15 for both. And it's also the timing that is not shown on your screens here with the 2 aces from Nxled, the 6 blocks of Nxled that shifted their own momentum. But take a look also, Dip, the errors. Below 5 is a good amount, but if the Petro Gazz Angels want to extend this game, they need to be a bit more consistent, whereas Nxled, they are very steady so far.
And you saw how the Chameleons really wanted that set number 1 from the get-go, right?
You can tell in their face. I mean, it is their last game. And we did mention that the past few PVL days, these teams that haven't made the semifinals are really stepping up in the latter part of this conference.
Set number 2 underway. Ivy Laksina starts it off with an ace here for a total of 8 points in the match. As we thank you all once again for joining us here on One Sports Plus and on Pilipinas Live. Dip Dipianco with Jamie La Victoria covering this match. With Jan Ahido at the sidelines, Ivy Laksina with back-to-back aces.
This is a strong start for Ivy Laksina and the Nxled Chameleons, but Janelle Cheng unable to get that second touch.
Ayaw kong patapusin ni Ivy.
Yeah.
Nagmamadaling kumuha ng puntos. 2-0 here. And another one! 3 straight aces for Ivy Laksina. And Petro Gazz is in shock as they call a timeout at the start of set number 2.
Just over. It's okay. Big little, 2 toss. It's Okay.
Sige lang. Let's go, let's go. Sila po na.
Serve.
Let's go!
Petro Gazz Angels!
Timeout called by the Petro Gazz Angels as they haven't found an answer
Right.
to the service of Ivy Laxina.
And also, the Angels need a bit more urgency.
Oh, that's a better one
Yep.
for Petro Gazz. Van Sickle able to drop it and score a point.
Van Sickle dropping above the block here of the Nxled Chameleons. Defense a bit late in that sequence. Rachel Jovina a bit late in reading that. Good serve.
Back set to Ebon, and Ebon breaks the block. As we get the support from Jana Ejido. Jana?
Just some observations from the sidelines, Dip and Jamie, because after winning set number 1, the Nxled Chameleons had massive celebrations, especially after that last point to seal it. However, Coach Taka kept such a cool head already set onto the next. And at the start of the season, Coach Taka Minoa has kept the same system in their previous conference. However, he's deployed a rather different training style, one that's more relaxed, player-centered, albeit stricter, but this was one his team gravitated to all conference long. And his habit, words of encouragement, that even up to their last game, he's been telling the Chameleons how far they've come as a team and the endless improvements they've seen throughout this conference. Now, this report is brought to you by the Pilipinas Live app. Download and subscribe now or watch via PilipinasLive.com. Back to you, Dip and Jake.
Thank you, Jana, for that report. Well, just the system of Coach Taka, right? His players embracing that change here in their culture.
And also with that, Dip, I love the growth mindset coming from the Nxled Chameleons. Even if they didn't make the Final Four, they're really stepping up now, and this will help them for the next conference.
That one, an easy point for Maizo Pontillas.
It's an early gift, an overpass, but Isa taking advantage of that. That's from Danny Ravenna.
And just going back to that report of Jana, I'm sure they were happy with that set 1 win. Kasi nung last conference when they faced Petro Gazz, they lost in straight sets against the Angels. So for them to get their first set, finally that hump, I'm sure that must feel good for the Chameleons.
Much improvement already, but Coach Taka, we all know the Japanese system, very disciplined, sticks to the basics. You could see that they have mastered that receive, but the reflexes as well.
This is a high free ball given up to the Angels. Cheng goes to Sabete. And after being down 1-5, Petro Gazz able to score 4 straight points. And this spike of the set is brought to you by Duncan Pasalubong ng Bayan. Jonas Sabete getting that one and ties the game at 5-all.
Goes for that cross-court attack. Too much power for Danny Ravenna.
Easy over. Chance here for Petro Gazz. They go to Phillips, and MJ will score.
You love to see that Chang and Phillips tandem. Again, we missed that, but she gets a point off of that B-quick attack.
And Nxled will call for time.
Stop better. We just got the 3 services, only that. We couldn't get any point. Focus tayo. Again. We just took 1 set only. We need to uret. One more. Guys, laban tayo.
Chameleons! Nxled!
And if the ladies are embracing the Japanese culture, si Coach Taka naman is also embracing the Filipino culture.
We love to hear it.
Yeah, and
we love it.
And it's part of the communication, right?
Yes.
For the players to understand also better.
A better connection
Yeah.
between, and better relationship as well between the coaches and the players. But Coach Taka did mention, yes, they did win the first set, but we're on the second set now.
Yeah.
You have to take care of the second set because Petro Gazz has been in situations like this
Yeah.
many times. They can come back, but let's see if Nxled can sustain their own momentum.
It's a 5-0 run as we speak for the Angels. Looking to add to that, Sabete. Sent back, another one to Jonah. This time she scores.
Jonas Sabete with her second attempt, tooling that block, that wall, like Ebon. Lack of press in that sequence, but Jonas Sabete, we know that she's one of the veteran strikers here for the Petro Gazz Angels, and very consistent as well. Nice serve.
Over-received. Liza Pontillas was blocked by Victoria, who timed that perfectly.
Yep, solo block from Victoria.
And she now has 3 blocks. That move is brought to you by Honda Motorcycle.
Did read that early on. No coverage for the Angels. Good serve.
Cheng bumps it to Sabete. Horvina. Steady dig there, but almost a point off of the free ball. Chance here for Nxled. Cal tosses it to Maraguinot, and Joe will score.
The set was a bit thin for Jo Maraguinot, but Jo, she was able to make a way going for that cross court. I mean, take a look at the block of MJ Phillips. Still probably adjusting, being back now in the Philippines, adjusting to now a different system here for the Angels.
Cheng goes to Phillips.
Yep.
And MJ now has 3 points, which brings us to the first technical timeout. Arena Plus Astig sa Sports, and we are back inside the Phil Sports Arena in Pasig for this match between Petro Gazz and Nxled. The Chameleons took the opening set. The start of this set number 2, Jamie, they also had a 5-1 lead, but erased by the Petro Gazz Angels, and they now have a 1-point lead.
That's right. It's now a seesaw battle in the second set, but you're right, Dip. The Nxled Chameleons had a strong start because of the 3 aces from Ivy Laxina, but Jo Maraguinot was maximized before she heads to the service line, tooling that block.
And remember yung timeout ni Coach Taka, he was saying, it doesn't end after winning 1 set. You have to do the same thing and win 2 more.
All about that end game.
Another good serve leads to this chance for Nxled. Barbon able to save it. Orvina covers. Laxina again. Pansicle was there. Cheng to Phillips. Good reflex from Ebon, and they're able to score. Ivy Laxina, ginapang yung point na yun.
Dip. A few exchanges between both squads. Ivy Laxina also not balanced mid-air, but she was able to attack in that donut hole zone. But the defense of the Angels need a bit more urgency.
Buti na lang mahaba si Ivy Laxina na naabot niya yun.
Gotta use her length.
Oh, block. Ricochets back. Chance here for Petro Gazz. Cheng goes to Sabete. Oh, way out. flat on that one, and a 2-point lead for Nxled.
A lack of wrist action in that sequence, but Ivy Laxina will now be steering the ship here. Ivy Perez, excuse me, for the Angels.
Service.
10 serving 8. Maraguinot with a serve. Perez goes back row to Pontillas, popped up by Joe. Victoria on the tip. Carbon saves it. Back row for Brooke, a bit low. Back with the Chameleons. Laxina, saved by Van Sickle. Another long rally alert. The drop and the tip for Ivy Laxina works.
You know, the strategy of Nxled, they're having the Angels move everywhere. But take a look at that tip above the block. I mean, talk about smarts in this sequence.
And Ivy Laxina now has 11 points
Wow.
to lead the scores of Nxled. Over-received, and a free point given to Laxina. And she continues this time. It's Nxled going on a 5-0 run. And this prompts Coach Koji to call for time.
Let's go.
Yung sa pasa, pag kunwari, hindi natin madiretso sa kanya. Ilang taas muna natin para ma-discard yan, magkaroon din sila ng kumpiyansa.
2 spikers pa naman, so pwede naman tumakbo si MJ. Magagamit para natin.
Lang, usap lang. Tuloy-tuloy din sa usap. Ha?
Well, ready for pipe, bro?
Ano? Let's go!
Angels!
12 serving 8 here in the second set.
Good serve.
Perez goes to Phillips on the running attack, and we missed that one.
Yep. Earlier she went for the A quick attack, the B quick attack, but Ivy Perez. This is a new tandem we're seeing here. Beautiful running attack from MJ Phillips. No block was there for the Chameleons, but we have Michelle Morente now fielded in.
Morente was played as a libero last game
Right.
against Galleries, Tower High Risers, which happened in Santa Rosa.
They need her energy right now, Dip.
Sent back. Laxina was there to cover. She goes for the attack. And Piatura saves it. Phillips too eager.
Yep.
Lost her balance, I think, too.
Yep. Going for that A quick attack. She tried to go for that power tip, but I don't think she realized that she was that.
Oh, yun, right. Back up to a 4-point lead for Nxled, 13-9. 7 points now for Victoria. Tight, but Perez able to go for that 1-2 play.
No, Ivy Perez came off the bench, but I like how she's taking control, controlling the tempo, and that is the job of the setter, going for that 1-2 play, maximizing MJ Phillips before she heads to the service line. I mean, you gotta be a leader when you're a setter.
3 points now for Phillips
Good set.
on that serve. Morente was there. Pontillas with a set to Brooke. Laxina had the right intention,
Yep.
but also they touched the net in that process.
But the Petro Gazz Angels, Dip, are slowly gaining their momentum. Perez now fielded in alongside Michelle Morente. These two players could possibly be the magic bunot, a much needed energy for the Angels.
And sometimes that's what you need, as Laxina halts that mini run. That's what you need, a change in energy also.
It's not always who scores the most points, but it's your demeanor, your aura on the court. And we all know Michelle Morente, very positive on the court, being that energized bunny, as they call her.
3-point game, Van Sickle. Oh! And Makaslang and Hervina were kind of tentative.
Yes. Well, because Camille Cal got that beautiful down-the-line dig, but Gervina was also very far for that second attempt. Critch was already there.
Yeah, but also seldom that the middle blocker goes for that set.
Communication, of course, is needed.
12-14 is the score.
Good serve by Ivy.
So if Ivy Laxina gets the aces for next, and Ivy Perez getting that service ace for Petro Gazz, and they cut the lead down to just 1. She has 2 points off the bench, talking about Ivy Perez.
And I'm seeing more smiles now from the Petro Gazz Angels, and putting in Ivy Perez was smart because it's a completely different setting style compared to Chang.
Back set by Cal. And we are tied at 14 all.
See, they're jumping, they're smiling, but Ivy Perez switching it up. She's the set changer, I would say. So far, now the score is 14 all.
That one is wide coming from Ivy Perez. Unfortunate as they already tied the game up, but they will take it as that lead of Nxled erased. But it's Ivy Laxina back at the service line.
She had 3 aces at the start. Ooh, beautiful set.
Laxina able to get to that ball. Maraginot, there's a check.
Yep.
And the Chameleons take us to the second technical timeout, 16-14. Back inside the Phil Sports Arena, let's take a look at what happened in that previous play to get us to the second technical timeout.
Maragina going for that down the line. Aiza with that touch on that block. Point does go to Nxled. Also, that is the set that Joe likes. Not too far off the net, not too near the net.
Perez goes to Van Sickle, using her offhand, and no problem for Brooke.
You know, Dip, I can hear Michelle Morente only, and she has provided so much energy coming off the bench, but Brooke just tooling that block with that tip.
And Morente did her job, brought the game closer, but Sabete is back on the floor. Van Sickle now has 13 points, by the way.
Good serve.
Cal, that's hard for Maraginot. The play continues, said it was...
So the ref thought that Aiza touched that attack, but yes, there will be a challenge called.
But let's see if that only hit the net or if a blocker from Petro Gazz touched it. So if this is unsuccessful, that's going to be a point
Right.
for the Chameleons because they stopped the rally. that was ongoing. But parang confident naman si Coach Koji and the rest of Petro Gazz. Let's see if somebody touched that ball from Nxled.
And Dip, just to remind everyone, the Petro Gazz Angels want to win this. Let's see first.
Wala.
They want to get this #1 seed.
Which again will determine who will play each other first on Tuesday.
Very crucial.
Yeah. So official score, Nxled only up by 1 point. It's 15 serving 16. I think they're clarifying what the score should be. So, ang sinasabi dito ng Petro Gazz, the point should be theirs kasi in that sense, 4 touches,
Yes,
di ba?
there was no block touch.
All right, so now the score is 16 all. This is the correct one dahil tama nga, no, dahil 4 touches na yung Nxled na yun in that sequence. Another chance here for Nxled. Ebon picked up by Perez. Aiza tosses it. Sabete back with the Angels. Jonah again. Going the other way and scoring a point.
Now this time, Jonah going for that sharp cross-court attack. The Chameleons have not made those in-game adjustments yet. This is one of her specialties. Jo Maraguinot a bit too forward in that sequence.
And now the Angels are up by 1.
The Angels have been more consistent this second set. That's also because of Ivy Perez ever since she came off the bench. Her setting style is working now for the Angels.
Substitution of Nxled, 17 now.
Coach Taka will make some changes. Mangulabnan
Yep, Magi.
will enter for Cal.
Service, Van Sickle.
Score is 18 to 16.
Good serve.
Mangulabnan back sets to Ebon. Bit far from the net. Then Puentillas puts it away.
This time, this attack near the net is successful. And being that lefty and being one of the veteran spikers here for the Angels, she knows the strategy. She knows that there was an open space. Love to see the aggressiveness here at the net.
And another 5-0 run for the Petro Gazz Angels. They're now up by 3. Laxina.
Oh.
That drops on the part of Petro Gazz. Perez was right there.
Yep. She was there with the back row attack with the help of the net. And sometimes, Dip, when the ball hits the top of the tape, it actually delays your own movement.
Yeah.
So that is what happened to Ivy Perez.
Makaslang with the serve. Perez tosses it. Sabete is checked. It's back with her. Jonah Sabete unfazed.
Oh, but that's an illegal contact. Barbon cannot set when she is in front of the 10-foot line.
Right.
So, but that was a beautiful set. So you got to go for that bump set. And sometimes when the action is happening, you don't actually catch yourself.
It took a while for them to realize,
Yeah,
no?
even the refs.
Yeah, even us.
No, liberos, middles, they love setting.
Yeah. Permentilla back on the floor. She gets to that ball. Ebon will attack. Dug up by Van Sickle.
Good set.
To Sabete. Bond for the coverage. Brooke. Chance here for Nxled. They go to Victoria, and she will score.
Victoria, that's a lucky point for Victoria. Barbon, a bit late in that reaction, but the set of Ivy pairs was a bit too low for Brooke in the back row attack, and basically giving a free ball to the Chameleons.
And parang that had a chance of going out too, which Barbon reacted to. 19 all. Perez back sets to Maizo Pontillas. Block, and the lead swings back to Nxled.
The Nxled Chameleons are doing such a good job in the latter part of this second set. But perfect press on that block by Camille Victoria. The strategy of the Chameleons.
Oh.
But, yep. Halting your own momentum, Kiara, in that rally. But she has been picking up good defense in the back row.
Yeah.
Coming off the bench.
20 all here in set number 2. It's anyone's set. Back and forth, exchanging leads. Good first ball.
Yes.
Ebon off the block, and she scores.
And these are smart plays coming from Maggie, from Laika Ebon, just tooling that block for the Angels. But you can see also, Dip, the Nxled Chameleons are able to get an immediate side out right away, not giving any run to the Angels.
Perez goes to Phillips. Another block for Camille Victoria. That is her 5th block of the game.
And just the timing of the blocks, sustaining their own momentum.
But, yun na nga, we will have to see if there was a violation.
I believe it's a net fault challenge.
Well, let's see if Camille Victoria indeed touched the net.
That is on the beat quick attack of MJ Phillips. Set from Ivy Perez. But so far, Dip, the momentum has shifted on the side of Nxled. Let's take a look. Nope, there's no net touch. That is a clear block coming from Victoria.
And against Phillips at that. What a solid block.
Too good.
And clean based on the replay. Again, 5th block for Victoria for a total of 10 points in this game.
High efficiency.
+1 for the Angels.
That is her 3rd missed serve. That is Laika Ebon. Dip, this is very crucial. We are already in the 20 mark. It's a close call.
Right, it's
No
so
one
close.
can gauge. No one can gauge.
Walang bumibitaw dito. Oh, Perez
Good spot.
knew where to put it.
And being that lefty setter, being offensive as well, going for that sharp cross court. Maggie a bit late, but we have Camille Cal back in.
Race to 3 points. Nicole Tiamzon serving for Petro Gazz.
Good serve.
Better first ball. Cal to Victoria, and it drops. Oh, Camille Victoria.
Point. Wow. But you know, with Camille Victoria, take a look at this attack. It wasn't even the strongest. She just found that hole in between, that block, that open space. I mean, not too flashy with her movements.
Yep.
Has accepted her role and does her job.
Maraginot serving.
Good serve.
Perez to the running Phillips. Checked. Cal goes to Laxina. Van Sickle was there for the pickup. Ivy tosses it. Sabete is checked. Another chance for the Chameleons. Oh. Tough there for Laksina. And Phillips able to get a point.
Yep, you can see Perez and MJ are still trying to find that tandem, still trying to get that connection. But MJ, luckily for her height, she was able to make a way.
But also, wasted opportunities for the Chameleons.
They have the momentum. They have to sustain that as well.
A timeout called by Nxled.
It's a very crucial point. Side out. Okay, that broke. Nice touch, nice touch. 1 point. Okay. Come here. If it's not comfortable, just do sitting, standing. Don't need jump set.
Let's go, girl! Tulungan tayo together.
Good timing to call a timeout from Coach Taka. A few wasted opportunities. Dina Wong on your screens supporting the PVL.
And also maybe scouting.
For next week. Thinking ahead.
Right, but Ivy Laksina also had those chances there. Pero yung sa timeout din ni Coach Taka, talking about the setting of Camille Cal, because she was kind of making it hard for herself.
For Ivy.
Yeah.
The set was a bit too low.
But they want to play side out, get a point off of the receive. Sabete will serve 23 all. Good first ball by Ravenna. Here comes Victoria on the attack. But the check. Perez will attack and score. And Ivy putting Petro Gazz at set point.
Ivy Perez is the magic bunot here for the second set. Being that offensive setter, taking control of the game, rallying up her squad. I mean, ever since she was fielded in the second set, better production for the Angels.
That's what she brings to the table, right? She's also a lengthy setter.
That's right.
That can get up there. Cal bumps it to Victoria. Naibalik. And the Petro Gazz Angels take set number 2.
They were able to get that block in that last attack of the Nxled Chameleons. A bump set out of system play. Perfect press by Brooke.
And we see that final point off of the rejection by Brooke and Phillips. And we will go to set number 3 when your turn. Back here on One Sports Plus and on Pilipinas Live, as we just finished set number 2, the Petro Gazz Angels went for a comeback towards the latter part of that set, Jamie, as we take a look at the highlights. Lumalamang pa yung next set, though, but then the Angels, with the insertion of their bench players, we saw the entry of Morente. Ivy Perez also a game changer in that set number 2.
Ivy Perez made that difference in that second set. She's a lefty offensive setter. She was able to go for multiple 1-2 plays, finding that hole in that defense of the Chameleons. Better production from MJ Phillips. We saw one of her running attacks as well. Jonas Abete and Brooke Vansicle. Very effective coming from the left pin. But first, let's take a look at the set 2 stats here on your screens. Petro Gazz able to commit 5 more attacks compared to the Chameleons. Next set had 4 blocks. Next set also had 3 aces. So in the blocking department and ace department, the Nxled Chameleons were dominant. But it was the attackings that were overpowering against the Nxled Chameleons.
Right, we saw the difference there for the Petro Gazz Angels. Although that set really could have gone either way.
Right.
Jamie, even Nxled had their chances. They were ahead dun sa 20-point mark, but then Coach Taka was saying na they weren't able to play that side out, diba? Dahil sila nag-receive for a couple of sequences, but they weren't able to take advantage there. So now we are tied 1 set apiece here in this matchup, and the Nxled Chameleons again playing their final game of this conference, trying to improve their record that they had in their debut.
Right.
Of 4 wins and 7 losses in the second All-Filipino conference last year. Right now they are at 4-6. Ito namang Petro Gazz, no, looking to end their elimination round with a 5-game winning streak. Pero pinapahirapan din sila ng Chameleons dito.
They are definitely challenging the Petro Gazz Angels, and Brooke, along with the rest of the Angels, they want to enter the semis with a win. They want to end on a high in the eliminations. But you're right, I mean, the Nxled Chameleons are not making it easy for them whatsoever. But we have Ivy Perez still steering the ship here, navigating the offense. I mean, the players that came off the bench earlier as well, Michelle Morente, completely different aura when she came on the court. But let's see, Dip, it's 1-1. Let's see who can sustain their own momentum and clinch this 3rd set.
Once again, thank you for joining us here on our coverage on One Sports Plus and on Pilipinas Live. Dip Bianco with Jamie La Victoria covering this match, and Jana Ejido continues to give us the updates on the sidelines. Remember, set number 2 started out well for Nxled with Ivy Laxina getting 3 aces.
Right, but point does go to the Angels. That is a net touch coming from Laika. And if you guys didn't see, that set of Ivy Perez was a bit too out, and Brooke actually swung with her left hand.
That is still playable, but Bakas lang just mistiming that one.
And Jonas Abete adding more points to her own column. That is from a free ball. But also in terms of court awareness, Danny Ravenna did not realize the free ball was right in front of her as well.
And there was a sort of confusion, no, if pasok ba talaga yung balik na yun ni Ivy Laxina. But play continued. Eto, sinigurado na yung atake na yun. Gets Nxled on the board here in set number 3.
That's a perfect set coming from Camille Cal. A reverse set, giving Ivy Laxina that hitting point. That is the set that Ivy does like, not too close to the net.
Here comes the attack from Petro Gazz. Picked up. Ebon had to take a double step. Van Sickle. Cal will set up Maraginot. Oh, good save by Sabete. But Van Sickle short on the attack.
Short and a bit low in that contact, but good efforts coming from Jonas Sabete.
Look at a dive.
Yep. Sacrificing his body, reading that early on.
Good serve. Coming from Laksina, Van Sickle powers it through.
Going down the line, targeting Rachel Jorvina in that sequence. Too much power.
She hasn't had a lot of those, Jamie, in this game, no? Parang,
Clear attack.
yeah.
Right, well, of course, the blocking of Nxled is reading the attacks of the Angels.
Although she has 15 points, what we mean
Low-key.
by that is yung talagang malinis na kills, which we're used to.
Super powerful hits.
Either coming off a check, diba, or other ways, but nonetheless, getting the points para sa Petro Gazz Angels. But Nxled responding once again. Back to a tied game at 3-all. Again, just a free ball given up, but Nxled unable to get to that.
Right, this is the second missed opportunity coming from the Nxled Chameleons, and it is very rare that they will get a free ball coming from the Angels. But missed cues coming now in this third set for Nxled.
Cal goes to Maraginot on the drop. Good hands coming from Maizo Pontillas. But too much power
Yep,
for Van Sickle.
she's too strong.
We are neck and neck at the start of this set number 3. Laika Ebon serving. She's got 6 points.
Serve. Ooh.
That is inside for Maizo Pontillas. As we send this to Jana Hido for this report. Jana?
Thanks, Dip and Jamie. Well, earlier in the second set, you mentioned the Japanese style that Coach Taka deploys within the Nxled Chameleons. Well, so is the same here on the side of the Petro Gazz Angels with Coach Koji Tuzurabara, as the players describe him as a total disciplinarian. Even with a guaranteed semi-spot, Coach Koji's outlook on the postseason, raising the team standards, remains the same for him. He's precise with mood, time, and even with the way he wants his players to deliver. And on that, he was not happy with the set 2 win. He wasn't perfectly pleased with that. He was asking for more performance from his players right before the set began. And so let's see how the Angels will respond to that. As this report is brought to you by the Pilipinas Live app. Download and subscribe now or watch via PilipinasLive.com and experience PVL games live in HD and commercial-free anytime and anywhere in the world. Back to you, Dip and Jamie.
Thank you, Jana, for that report. Well, it's nice to hear that even the Angels are adapting to Coach Koji's style. And that's what you want, no? Just not relaxing heading towards the postseason. You want to be strict, you want to be disciplined pa rin, despite this being the last game. And I'm sure after set 1, hindi ganun kasaya si Coach Koji seeing that one.
You're right, Dip. Especially even if his players are veterans, there's still so much to learn, especially we have the semifinals coming up next Tuesday. But yes, you're right. I'm not too sure if he will be too happy with what he's seeing so far, because this is where, I mean, they should be playing their best before entering the semifinals. And so far, this is not the best we've seen from the Angels.
Actually, sabi ko nga, yung set 1, no? But also in set 2, you can say na...
Even if they were up?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, Laksina continues to pour in the points for Nxled. She's got 18 in total for the Chameleons. Meanwhile, on the other side, Van Sickle has 17. So those two are leading the scoring in this match. What a dig from Victoria. Another chance here for the Black Shirts. Van Sickle goes up for another one. And Victoria can't do it twice.
Camille almost there for that second attack.
And this spike of the set is brought to you by Duncan. Pasalubong ng bayan. We go to the first technical timeout. Arena Plus, astig sa sports. Very close set number 3 we are seeing so far. And MJ Phillips will serve for the Petro Gazz Angels.
And Dip, it's nice seeing her back. And also perfect timing before the semifinals. We all know that she has such a huge range of experience up her sleeve now.
And you were saying as 3 players collide on the Nxled side, but they're all okay. Oh, Palma.
Check ball.
Just pointing at Ivy Laxina, but you were saying na important for MJ Phillips to see action today, especially right before the semifinals.
Yes, well, especially she hasn't played with the team yet. She's been training with them, but of course, she needs to still gel with them before next week. But we saw a replay earlier of 3 players colliding from the Chameleons. And Dip, you'd rather have that happen than no one attempt.
Yeah.
Because so far, a few of their points lost have been from in that donut hole zone.
Because no one was going there earlier. Ngayon, tatlo-tatlo naman. But
Better than nothing.
As you mentioned. Eight to 9 as Cal will serve for Nxled. She's got 11 excellent sets so far. Ivy bumps it, free ball. Barbon. Perez again with the attack, and Ivy has 5 points off the bench.
And the Petro Gazz Angels are having the momentum so far because of Ivy Perez. She is steering that ship. She wants to get that side out right away, but that was also another wasted opportunity for the Nxled Chameleons.
10 serving 8.
Good serve.
Cal tosses it to Laxina. Vansickle was there. As Pontillas will get that point.
You know, Ivy Perez is doing such a good job of knowing who to set, timing it as well, pulling the blocking of the Nxled Chameleons, but great attack coming from Isa. Not the strongest, but
that's gonna be an overreach.
Right.
You know, the strategy of Ivy Perez has been to serve.
Yes, right away.
Sinasabayan niya yung whistle, no?
Louis Romero also does that.
Papatawag ng timeout ang Nxled Chameleons.
Kaya binibilisan nila eh. Kahit hindi nila napapalo ng solid, basta nababalik nila sa court natin. Yun na yung ginagawa nila. So, tiyaga lang tayo. Patience lang. Kalma tayo. Isang bola, ha?
Guys, let's go. Body language tayo.
Side out tayo, isang ikot tayo. Tara.
Guys, tara!
Organize. Go lang, ha? Chameleons!
Tara, habol tayo, habol.
I Ivy pa nag-whistle.
Coach Taka stepped aside during that timeout. He had his girls regroup themselves. A much needed breather for them. As for the Petro Gazz Angels, they have the momentum. They're up by 4 points. Brooke Vansicle still in the front row.
4-point lead for the Petro Gazz Angels. And Ivy Perez continues to serve. Cal back sets to Ebon. Good hit. And a point for Ebon, her 7th in the game.
Much needed side out for the Nxled Chameleons. Take a look at that block of the Petro Gazz Angels. A loose block. Remy Palma a bit late in that sequence.
Yeah, you can't allow Petro Gazz to pull away,
Right.
which, you know, they've done well talking about Nxled. Nalilimit nila itong Angels. And there is a double contact violation called on Perez.
Nxled Chameleons slowly catching up now. Let's take a look at that replay.
The spin on that ball. And Petro Gazz will immediately call for time.
Up the ceiling. Don't do that. Dark atmosphere. Starting the long atmosphere. One more.
Sige, bawi na agad.
Simple,
One
simple.
good play, one good
If
play.
you stop, if you stop the toss, moving toss, so toss is like this.
Okay, coach.
So, here, here.
Yes, coach.
One politely. One play, one politely, one politely. I go.
Hey, Petro Gazz Angels!
Timeout called by the Petro Gazz Angels. Chang Abi Maranyo also in the venue. They too are going to the semifinals. But it's just a matter of who will play each other first. And in the succeeding days, that's what Jamie mentioned a while ago, depende yan sa standings, no?
Yes.
Because on Tuesday, it will be 1 versus 3. And then 2 versus 4, right?
Yes, and it's another single round robin,
Yeah.
which starts on Tuesday. Big games. And this is a big game so far for the Nxled Chameleons, as it is their last.
Ontillas on the drop. Perez.
It's set,
Van Sickle, and Brooke will score.
switching it up a bit. Earlier she went cross court, but now Brooke going for that down the line attack, just avoiding the hands of Laika Ebon. Camille Cow was almost there to get the touch on that. Good serve.
Cal bumps it. Maraginot trying to send it there, but it went out.
Right intent for Jo. Just a bit overcooked in that sequence.
Service. That's it.
Cal
Good set.
goes to Maraginot. Binalik ni Palma. Ravenna will bump it. And Pontillas again.
Yes.
She's done that a couple of times in this game.
Isa just using her smarts, finding that hole of defense in the Nxled Chameleons. These are the vet moves that are coming out so far.
Yeah, why waste more touches
Right.
if you can get it on the first one? Picked up by Sabete. Perez back sets.
Good dig.
Dug up by Cal. Ebon goes up for the attack. Brooke was there. Sabete again. Laxina with a pickup. But Ravenna was shouting already, saying na sa kanya na. But Cal colliding with her, and it leads to this technical timeout. Petro Gazz up by 5. Arena Plus Astig sa Sports back inside the Phil Sports Arena in Pasig. And it's a 5-point advantage for the Petro Gazz Angels. And I believe this is the biggest lead for them in this match. Remember, in set 1, Nxled led, I think, all the way, diba?
Right. Well, with Nxled now, they are the team playing catch-up compared to the Petro Gazz Angels earlier in this match. But great court awareness, I would say, Dip, coming from Laika Ebon. The set was a bit too outside, but she was able to make a way. Luckily, being left-handed, the athleticism as well. The only spot that she could have gone to was that sharp cross court.
Yeah.
Ivy almost there to the defense.
Ebon picks it up. Cal goes to Maraguinot. Oh, that's inside for Joe Maraguinot.
You know, Dip, ever since Ateneo days, this is where she likes to attack, going down the line. Very crafty as well.
Perez goes to Sabete.
Yep.
And Jonas Sabete just...
Where'd that ball go?
just putting the power in that attack.
You could also hear the impact of that as well, just tooling the block.
It went straight to section 103. If people...
They were ready to dig. Yep.
Cal back sets to Ebon.
Also a net touch.
Sabete admits to that.
Take a look at where exactly Jonah was. Yep. Touching the top of the tape.
Three-point game here in set number 3. Ebon serving for Nxled.
Good serve.
Attack coming from Pontillas. And Cal was, I guess, hesitant kasi may mga nandun in that area. Maraguinot was right there. But what do you do in that situation? What was the right thing to do?
Well, Camille Cal can call for help, but at the same time, her other teammates need to look at where the ball is. Especially Camille Cal is chasing the ball, but this is where the communication is needed. But that serve did sail out, but it did hit Danny Ravenna after it went out.
Yeah.
Yep. But the Angels will call a challenge, ball in, ball out.
But if I were them, I should have just looked at the LED. Napakita na eh.
Yes.
Let's see. It might have fooled us too, Jamie. But also, I believe our vision is still 2020.
Yes.
Ayun lang! Ayun lang! Oh, we take it back.
Jinx!
See, ganun kailangan mo ng extra zoom lens.
Yes.
From the outside, yung malayong look.
You stand corrected. Yep.
Well, we are sorry for that. Sorry, Petro Gazz, as they are now up by 4 points. Luna, sent back. And Piatura. Oh! That's still playable. Chance here for the Angels. Perez to Phillips. Laxina has been playing excellent defense at the back. Sabete. Ravenna saves it. Ivy. And Laksina will end that rally.
You don't see a lot of back row attacks coming from Ivy Laksina, but she's getting this point when it matters. They need some sort of spark plug here in this set. But Isa was there for that dig. But you could see better defense from Nxled.
Sabete. Sent back. Jonah again. Second try. Net touch on the part of Victoria.
She admits there was a net touch. Take a look exactly where her location was. Yep, right above the tape. Chamson now up to serve.
Laksina. Oh, nice block.
No, Brooke Vansickle in this rotation, she's coming from the right pin, not her usual, but perfect timing on the blocking of Ivy Laksina so far. Very effective in this third set.
That is Ivy Laksina's fourth block. Vansickle, that drops, and a point for Brooke. Oh, she and Laksina are going toe-to-toe here.
Touching that down the line. Luna almost there for that block. Defense a bit late to react in that sequence. Good serve. Good bump set from Jo.
Phillips able to save it. Perez. Again, bodies on the floor for Nxled. Luna gives up a free ball. Ivy back sets to Brooke. Phillips, right place, right time. Magi able to pick it up. Laksina with enough power.
Yep. Ivy Laksina has the hot hand so far in this third set. Instant impact. But the Petro Gazz Angels unable to solve the problem in their blocking.
And subs for...
First six is back in, Laika Ebon, along with Camille Cal running the offense.
Serving for the Chameleons.
17 serving 21. Here comes Vansickle using her left. Ravenna to Laksina. Brooke again tried to go down the line, but that went out.
A bit overcooked in that sequence. Right intent coming from Brooke. But the Nxled Chameleons are slowly creeping in. Petro Gazz just 4 points away of getting this third set.
And another point for the Nxled Chameleons.
That is an ace serve coming from Camille Cal.
Petro Gazz will call for time.
Talking. This case, no work. Tactics, strategy, no work. Up to you. Up to you. Try to or not. Try or not. Which one?
Let's go.
Simple, Nxled, simple. Catch again, control.
Hey, Petro Gazz Angels.
Check out that service ace from Camille Cal to cut the lead down to 2 points. And Coach Koji not happy with the past couple of sequences.
They're nearing the third set here and giving a lot of confidence to the Chameleons.
Vansickle. And that's what Coach Koji wants to see.
But Danny Ravenna was there for that cross-court attack. powerful for Danny.
Oh, Janelle Cheng is back on the floor after being replaced by Ivy Perez. Cal goes to Laxina, who has been the hot hand. Ravenna back to Ivy, overcooks it, and Laxina touches the net.
The bump set of Danny Ravenna was also a bit too tight.
Okay, so yeah. She just waited, tapos inamin niya. Para may green.
Well, Danny.
But a 4-point lead now for the Petro Gazz Angels. Cal.
Good set.
Better set to Laxina. That one out. And a point for Ivy. And Laxina now has 23 points.
Wow. She has been a roll. Camille Cal able to maximize her in the front row. Good serve.
Cheng pumps it. Pontillas covered. Van Sickle. They go to Maraguinot. Down it goes. Inside for Joe Maraguinot.
Now this is the zone that Joe is constantly feeding the ball. Going down the line. Loose block from the Angels. Janelle Cheng not able to get the down the line.
21 serving 23. Nxled not out just yet.
Good serve.
Here in the third. But Brooke Van Sickle sends Petro Gazz at set point.
And a much needed point for the Angels. They were in a bit of a lull dip in the past few sequences. But Brooke able to maximize that attack.
(24-21). Just enough.
Ooh, that's too tight.
Still with Nxled. Easy over. Oh! But Brooke and Cheng were both at the back and nobody there to pick it up on the second ball.
And the attack of Ivy Laxina was diggable, but Cheng unable to get that second ball.
Permentilla has been the designated server for Nxled in these situations.
Serve.
But Palma. Another chance here. Sabete hits the antenna. And Nxled is only down by 1 point.
The set of Janelle Cheng is a bit too outside to the liking of Jonas Sabete. Take a look at the exact location of that set. Sabete having to use her left hand.
Overshooting that one. 2 set points saved. Can this be it? No. Free ball given up. Cal will give it to Maraguinot. And Joe. That is wide and out. But Nxled will challenge.
We are too far to see if that ball was actually inside or outside.
And we don't want to say anything anymore,
I don't
Jamie.
want to jinx it. But that is the same area that Joe has been targeting, that down the line.
So all eyes on the replay. But
Very close though.
yeah,
So the ball is out.
and Nxled drops that one. And the Petro Gazz Angels, after losing the opening set, gets sets 2 and 3.
Better production. Well, yes, the challenge is unsuccessful. Better production from the Petro Gazz Angels in that latter part of that third set.
We'll give you set number 4 right after this.
We are back inside the Phil Sports Arena. It's the Nxled Chameleons against the Petro Gazz Angels. Take a look at your screens here. The Petro Gazz Angels able to clinch that third set. Better offensive weapons. Ivy Perez steering that ship, maximizing MJ Phillips, Jonas Abete, Remy Palma, along with Brooke Vansicle. But the Nxled Chameleons unable to solve that problem in the defense and blocking as well. Better production from Ivy Laxina, steering that ship as well. But first, we have to talk about the set 3 stats here on your screens. Take a look at the disparity between the attacks. Only 13 for Nxled and 14 for the Petro Gazz Angels. The blocks and aces, even with 1. But what is not shown on your screens here is the timing of the unforced errors, the timing of the aces as well. But the Petro Gazz Angels up by 1 set, but can the Nxled Chameleons extend this match to 5 sets? Camille Cal alongside Joe Maragino. Joe constantly going for that down the line attack. Laika Ebon, but we did see Dip, a few miscommunications here and there and missed opportunities for the Nxled Chameleons. Whereas the Petro Gazz Angels, we know them, they are trying to get the #1 spot here if they win this match. But the semis does start next Tuesday.
Right, and we haven't seen the cleanest of plays yet. I guess the execution for Petro Gazz, not sure. I guess Nxled just really went off to a good start in this match, which probably affected Petro Gazz, but better third set compared to that set 2 win for the Angels.
That's right, Ivy Perez, and we saw a lot of attacks coming from Aiza.
Yeah.
Almost giving a 1-2 play there.
So set 4 underway here on One Sports Plus and Pilipinas Live. Dip Yanko with Jamie La Vitoria and Jana Ejido covering this match. You know, Jamie, we've seen a lot of those on the part of Nxled in this game.
Quite a few. I mean, Camille Cal is supposed to take control, but sometimes her teammates need to understand and utilize the court awareness, because there's some situations that Camille Cal cannot get to the ball.
Yeah. And Ebon will get the point. Better execution for the Chameleons in that one.
Laika Ebon going for that corner pocket of zone 1, just avoiding the hands of MJ Phillips. She had no chance of going down the line because the defense was there for the Petro Gazz Angels. Good serve.
Perez goes to Sabete. Laxina was there. Maraginot. Ivy bumps it to Jonah again. Off the block, it went out.
That is a crafty attack coming from Jonas Abete going down the line, just touching the hands of Camille Victoria and Laika Ebon in that sequence. But let's see Dip, who will be able to first get the momentum, but the question is who can sustain that momentum in this 4th set.
Oh, and Laika Ebon scoring both points for Nxled in this set, and she's got a total of 10 in this game.
Perfect timing for Laika Ebon. Loving that tandem as well with Camille Cal. And we did notice Laika Ebon shine last year for the Nxled Chameleons, we did mention earlier that she is a former Akari Charger, but she has embraced this role now of being on the first six.
Together with Jo Maraginot,
Yes.
who, by the way, also has 11 points. Camille Victoria with 11 as well. So that's a good support for Ivy Lacsina. 4 players already in double digits for the Chameleons.
Wow.
That is dug by Ivy Lacsina.
Ooh,
And
but
the block
yes,
coming from Camille Cal, I believe.
yes, Camille Cal and Camille Victoria. Jonas Abete going and trying to go down the line, but there's the wall there in Camille Cal. Perfect press on that block.
4 points also for Camille Cal, 2 coming from blocks. Perez goes back to Sabete this time.
Yep.
It's a point.
This time tooling that block. Jonas Abete now at the service line, but we know Jonas Abete, she usually has the hot hands, but now she has help with Brooke, and now that MJ is back, a lot of weapons for the Petro Gazz Angels.
Good serve. Victoria bumps it. They go, oh, no connection there. But it's still with Petro Gazz. Another chance here, Van Sickle. Off speed. Cal goes back row to Lacsina. Naibalik. And I think that's the first block of MJ Phillips.
Yes, it is her first block, reading that back row attack early on for the Chameleons.
As we get this report from Jana Ihido. Jana?
Thanks, Dip and Jamie. Now, with 2 set wins in the bag for the Petro Gazz Angels, it's only fitting that we remind everyone watching that if they win this match, they will get that top seed in the standings going into the semis. And this brings me back to the conversation I had with Rem Palma, the team captain, as she shared how it hasn't been the easiest journey for the team to get where they are today. She says, and I quote, "Marami talaga kaming pinagdaanan, especially yung mga adjustments ng team from the last conference, and the fact na na-overcome namin yun, that's hard work paying off. And they only need 1 set left to take themselves to the top of the standings. But could they overcome the Chameleons here in set 4? Catch all the action live on the Pilipinas Live app. Download and subscribe now for only 149 pesos a month. Back to you, Dip and Jamie.
Thank you, Jana, for that report. And again, those challenges we are seeing so far in all sets. No, all 3 sets were really close.
That's right, Dip. But when you look at it from a different perspective, before the Petro Gazz Angels head to the semis, at least they know what they need to work on, because clearly they've had a few lapses going up against the Nxled Chameleons. There's more to learn, more to adjust as well. But for the Nxled Chameleons, I mean, this is their last match, but first out is an ace coming from MJ Phillips, targeting zone 1.
And she indeed is back. 1 block, 1 ace na rin for MJ Phillips.
Good serve.
For a total of 6 points.
Nice set.
Sabete picks it up. Perez sets up the play. Lacsina. There's a check.
Yep, there's a touch on that attack. Actually, lucky point for Ivy Lacsina. That attack was sailing outside. But here we go again, Dip. Another seesaw battle here in this 4th set. Yes, Isa just touching that down the line.
Perez goes to Van Sickle. She's been checked and read here. Sabete
Low.
coming up short.
Contact was a bit too low. But the Petro Gazz Angels having to regroup themselves a bit in this 4th set.
Brooke again covered by the blockers of the Chameleons, but Ivy Perez has really been doing damage on the attacks as she brings us to the first technical timeout. back inside the Phil Sports Arena in Pasig for set number 4. Ivy Perez serving. We're looking at who changed this the complexion of the game so far for Petro Gazz.
And also just the tempo as well. There were moments where the Petro Gazz Angels were rushing themselves, but as a setter, you have to create your own tempo, but that is a double contact coming from Ivy Perez.
So it's only a 1-point lead for Petro Gazz. Cal getting ready to serve for Nxled. The pop by Perez to Van Sickle. Much better hit.
Yes. The block of the Chameleons was unsuccessful this time, but we do see some improvement in their blocking because Brooke has not been able to find that open space.
Yeah. That's right. Cal back sets to Ebon. Van Sickle was there for the pickup. To Pontillas, Ravenna covers. Sabete. Back to her. Danny again with a dig. Ebo. Palma swatting it away, but kept alive by Nxled. Here comes Van Sickle. Oh, Ravenna playing good D. So is Petro Gazz. Cal. Laksina again. And finally, it's a point.
Smart plays coming from both squads. Ivy Perez, Camille Cal. Also good exchanges with defense, but Ivy Laksina able to finish that off going down the line, just touching that block of the Petro Gazz Angels. But Dip, you can see that both teams are very agile with their movements. They have already understood the patterns and tendencies of each other by now.
Although a service error coming from Laksina. Remy Palma will serve for Petro Gazz. They're up by 2 points.
That's too short.
Back to a 1-point game. Ivy back sets to Pontillas, rejected by Joe Maraginot, and we are tied at 10-all.
That is a solo kill block coming from Joe Maraginot, but Aiza unable to push that through. Joe on a roll with her attacking, her defense at the back, her receiving as well.
Makaslang with a serve. They go to Sabete. Cal was there. Makaslang goes to Ebon. They thought that was gonna sail out. Oh, and it's sent back by Petro Gazz. I think they wanted Ebon to...
But she was there, unfortunately, after her approach. She was already down.
But they wanted Ebon in the first ball na wag nang kunin eh, diba? Because it was gonna go out. But she wasn't aware of it, which is why...
The moment.
Yeah. It's hard also to look down, diba? Meanwhile, Morente is back on the floor for the Angels.
She played in the first set.
Yeah. Perez goes to Sabete. Ravenna with a save. Joe on the attack. Jonah was there for the pickup. Brooke. That is short.
Yep, short and a bit too low in that contact. But we are now tied 11-all.
tied at 11 all. And that one is out.
Very close though, near that line. Good read by Danny Ravenna. She has been getting the cross ball attacks from Jonah and Brooke.
Yeah, Morente just making sure it was out. 12 serving 11. They go to Victoria. Van Sickle off speed. Read by Nxled. Morente will set it up to Brooke. Oh, Ravenna again with a save.
Everywhere.
And Phillips puts it away.
MJ Phillips with that quick attack. Much needed side out for the Petro Gazz Angels. But Danny Ravenna on a roll, picking up all the cross-court attacks.
Two-point lead, but down to one. After a service error, it's been a slow grind here in set number 4 for both teams.
That's right, Dip. Both teams unable to catch some sort of momentum in this fourth set. One team makes an error after another.
Yeah. Oh. Van Sickle gets that through. And now she has 25 points to her name.
Low-key flex. And I remember in the pregame earlier, Dip, during her interview, she did mention that she hopes that she is a good teammate. But I don't think she realizes the impact that she has for the Angels. She is in the top for mostly all the categories so far. But Camille Cal with another 1-2 play targeting zone 4. Perfect timing as well as MJ Phillips served.
Oh, by the way, Ivy Laxina now has 26 points and has tied her career high here in the PVL. So we're gonna
expect more.
Keep a close watch on her scoring here. Cal will give it to Laxina. And there's a check.
I think there's a check on that attack. Yep.
And there you go. That's a new career best for Ivy Laxina here in the PVL.
Let's see that attack from Ivy Laxina. Perez a bit late on that block.
$14-all. Easy over here. Chance for Nxled to take the lead. And Cal will get that point.
Yep. Camille Cal with the 1-2 play targeting the other setter in Ivy Perez.
Gazz Angels score 14. Petro Gazz 15. Nxled.
Go! Start, Tangi! I go!
Let's go!
Talking! I go!
It's a seesaw battle here in this fourth set. But let's first run through that replay. Camille Cal with a 1-2 play targeting Ivy Perez.
Van Sickle. Cal. Victoria back to Cal. The setter attacking. Laxina again. Another chance ball here for the Chameleons. They go back to Ivy. Kept alive. Free ball once again. Third try for Laxina. And Barbon picks it up.
That's too tight.
That's still playable. Oh, and it's a point for the Petro Gazz Angels, who thought Well, Nxled thought that it was already a point.
But the Chameleons will call a challenge after that long rally.
Challenge number 6, floor touch.
A floor touch challenge. Players trying to catch their breath after such a long rally.
Well, let's see if that indeed touched the floor.
But the challenge is rejected. Dip, I think the challenge was called a bit too late. That is why it was denied.
In 4 out, 2, Chang in. Chang.
15 all here in set 4. Cheng with a serve. Here comes Laksina. That is way out. And she
Coach Koji.
and she apologizes. Coach Taka comes close to Coach Koji, who also apologizes. A light moment here. Tignan natin yung nangyari doon. Sa pool eh.
Yep.
Ipapa-challenge. We get to the second technical timeout. Back inside the Phil Sports, Ivy Laksina, her previous career high was at 27 points, which she got when she was still with F2. And they faced Farm Fresh. And tonight, she has 28 points, Jamie, a new career best in the PVL.
Well, she is the go-to spiker so far against the Angels. Camille Cal, we know the connection between both of them. She knows the set that Ivy likes. Atienza now fielded in for Nxled.
For the first time.
Right.
Laksina trying to add to her total. Pontillas bumps it. Sabete from the back. Doesn't go over.
Jonah a bit frustrated with herself, trying to go for a soft attack, just a bit short with that execution.
(16 serving 17). Another error for Petro Gazz Angels. And another deadlock here in set 4.
Isa trying to go for that sharp cross-court attack.
Service, Cal.
Cal with 13 excellent sets. She also has 6 points to go along with it. Hoping that their team will extend this one. Brooke
Smart.
26 points for Brooke Van Sickle, also on a scoring watch here, 3 points away from tying her career high at 29.
Brooke just touching the hands of Laika Ebon rather.
Cal goes back to Ivy. Laksina on the drop.
Smart plays coming from Ivy Laksina, switching up the tempo of her own attacks. Now going for a drop. She knows that the defense of Petro Gazz Angels are going for her long ball attacks. But we have Kiara now fielded in, serving a specialist this entire match.
29 points now for Ivy Laksina. Permentilla serving 18 all. We go to Pontillas.
Good reaction.
Battle at the net. Kept alive by the Chameleons. Permentilla.
The coaching staff off their chairs after that attack from Kiara.
Bira yun, you'd see her go for that back row attack.
Well, her usual position is actually an open spiker. So, but I can see where she was going with that off-speed attack.
This time, Maraguinot able to score a point. Approaching the 20-point mark, and we are still tied at 19 all.
Let's see that block. MJ Phillips. A loose block from the Angels. Good serve.
Cheng now back. Phillips with a push. Nalagpasan lang
Yes.
yung depensa ng Nxled, and they retake the lead.
Cheng with that back quick attack. A bit too low for MJ, but smart tip going in zone 5. Kiara a bit late to that sequence.
Victoria. Oh, good timing for Janelle Cheng.
There's added joy in that celebration dip with a block from Janelle Cheng.
And a timeout called by Nxled.
Side out muna tayo.
Okay lang. Dalawa lang naman yan. Kaya natin bawiin. Isa na lang. Isa ka na lang. Sa baba? Sa baba na? Uy, compose lang. Nakita eh. Parang mo si Cheng yun. Sa gitna.
Natatalanta tayo, bali ka ng bola, di ba?
Compose lang. Lamang tayo sa transition.
At saka sa ibabaw, lamang tayo.
Let's go! May bola! Nakatake ulit tayo. Let's go!
Chameleons!
Nxled!
Composure is needed for the Nxled Chameleons. Coach Taka on your screens. So far, happy with what he's seeing. But the Petro Gazz Angels are just 4 points away of getting that #1 spot here in the PVL. Semis start next Tuesday.
Let's see what they do off the timeout. Temperatura picks it up. Here comes Sabete. Good dig from Permentilla. Maraguinot. Cheng goes to Phillips, and another point for MJ.
No, that attack dip of MJ Phillips was actually going outside, so that is a lucky point for the Nxled Chameleons. Oh, for the Petro Gazz Angels, rather. Isa up to serve.
Cal tosses it.
Ooh, what a swing by Joe.
Keeps Nxled within distance, only down by 2 points.
Targeting Brooke Van Sickle in that sequence. Let's take a look at the location of that block. Loose block, open space for Joe to attack.
And a timeout called by Petro Gazz Angels.
How? Running or A, B?
A.
Which one?
A, then open.
A.
Open.
Relax, don't do that. Fast.
Loose, Mike.
Everyone cover. Libero. Libero. Remain here. This ball. Okay.
Let's go. Finish this.
It's okay. Still tough. It's okay.
Petro Gazz Angels!
The Petro Gazz Angels just 2 points away of clinching this match, but the Nxled Chameleons have been playing catch up in this fourth set.
Catch up is right. They've been trying to come back in this game. Ebon serving 20-23. Oh, that's a good serve. But good first ball, and it leads to another point for MJ Phillips.
You know, Dip, MJ Phillips was able to get a few touches here. This is her first game back as an Angel. She will be needed heavily next week.
And just like that, Petro Gazz is at match point. Tiamzon with a serve. Cal on the 1-2. Saves a point.
Neil Cal, one of the offensive setters here for the Nxled Chameleons, but we have a challenge called for the Petro Gazz Angels.
Oh, let's see here if there was a net touch. We await the challenge result here. Petro Gazz asking for a block touch.
Let's see the call. Nxled Chameleons do need this point to halt the momentum of the Angels.
Right, and if this is an error, this is going to be a win now.
So that is no net touch. So point does go to the Nxled Chameleons. Score is now 21-23.
All right, so official score is 21-23. Oh, but Phillips getting another point, and officially Petro Gazz is at match point.
That's a tip coming from MJ Phillips. That is a back quick attack, no urgency from the side of the Chameleons.
Serving for the match, MJ Phillips on her comeback game. Laksina picked up by MJ. Almost saved.
Yep, almost. Neil Cal, yet another point up her sleeve. Another chance.
So there's another challenge on the floor. This time, Nxled.
Net fault challenge.
Oh, so Petro Gazz is asking for another net touch.
So that is unsuccessful.
So another match point saved here. 22-24 here in the fourth set. Oh, but it ends with that error of Camille Victoria, and the Petro Gazz Angels will end as the #1 seed heading into the semifinals.
That starts Tuesday. This was a roller coaster match for them, I would say. A lot of ups and downs for the Petro Gazz Angels. but great effort and great discipline, I would say, coming from the Nxled Chameleons. They did play more consistent compared to the start of the tournament.
Yeah.
Well, but the Petro Gazz Angels able to finish this off on a high.
And the scores on your screens, Nxled took the opening set 25-22, but the rest of the way, look at how close the scores are here in this match.
The second set 25-23 and the third set 25-23. But we did expect this to happen, Dip, because this is the last match of the Chameleons. But this is a good momentum boost for the Petro Gazz Angels this coming Tuesday.
And we take a look at, again, what they've done here, Jamie. Petro Gazz Angels, we've seen the trend of how the lower seeded teams
Good efforts.
giving good effort, putting up a fight towards the end of the elimination round. But I guess also, is it safe to say na nakafocus na rin sa semifinals? Maybe Petro Gazz is already just looking forward to facing the other teams in the semis.
Yeah, you're right, Dip, especially with the games being very intense next week. But, you know, good efforts coming from the Nxled Chameleons. They did show up against such a strong team. They were able to block and silence Brooke Vansicle a few times. Good press on their blocks. Also, of course, their defense as well and receive.
And as we turn you over to Jana Hido, who is with the best player of the game. Go ahead, Jana.
Thank you so much, Dip and Jamie. I am with our best player of the game from the Petro Gazz Angels, Ivy Perez, coming from 6 points. That's from 5 attacks, 1 ace, and 11 excellent sets. Ivy, congratulations. Naging magic bunot ka today. After that set 1 loss against the Nxled Chameleons. Tell me, ano yung mga adjustments ng team, especially at nakuha nyo to ng sunod-sunod na panalo in terms of sets?
Hawakan ko, para di ka mahirapan. Ang adjustments lang na ginawa ni Coach is yung mag-usap sa loob ng court. Kasi yun yung nag-lack nung first set. Though nag-uusap naman, pero kulang. So, yun din yung advice ng lahat na kailangan pag may nag-lead na isa, sama-sama lahat.
Alright, and Ivy, first time mo raw to maging player of the game here in the PVL. At syempre, pagpasok nyo sa semis next week already, paano ito makakatulong sa performance ng team, especially in the week-long semis na magkakalaban kayo ng top 4 teams?
Syempre, mas mataas yung moral namin ngayon kasi panalo eh. Parang mas maganda yung entrada namin going to semis.
Alright, may mga gusto ka bang matiin? Any messages you want to say? Go ahead.
Binabati ko po lahat ng nagsusupport sa Petro Gazz Angels and yung management namin, kaya Sir, lahat ng Villa Vicencio, lahat ng family ko sa Batangas, nanay ko, tatay ko, kuya ko, si Samantha, and lahat ng family ng teammates namin! Thank you po sa support.
Alright.
And si Seth.
All right, congratulations once again, Ivy Perez, your best player of the game from the Petro Gazz Angels. Back to you, Dip and Jamie.
Thank you, Jana. And there you have it, the best player of the game, Ivy Perez. Final numbers on your screens, ladies and gentlemen.
With attacks, 53 for Nxled and 59 for the Angels. But the Nxled Chameleons did dominate in the blocking department and ace department. But they did tally up a bit more airs up their sleeves. But the Petro Gazz Angels, this is a learning curve for them as they enter the semis. There's still a lot to improve on, whereas the Nxled Chameleons, they were unable to win this match, but their heads should be high because they had a good effort against the #1 seed team.
Right, and up next we have the Akari Chargers going up against the strong group Athletics for a final game of your Saturday triple header. So stay tuned, more volleyball action coming your way. The Petro Gazz Angels officially ending as a #1 seed here in the elimination round. And again, one more match left to be played. On behalf of our courtside reporter, Jana Hido, my partner, Jamie La Victoria, this is Dip Bianco saying thank you for watching the PVL All-Filipino Conference.